Alright. I'm Harrison Jones. I am an archaeologist. And
One sec.
Yeah.
Oh, start over.
Me or
Completely over, or
Sure, we'll just go completely over.
Okay.
I'm Teddy Miss Oakleaf. I was invited on this journey because I love to learn stuff, and Chult's full of stuff to learn about. My good friend here, Dew Cook, has happily decided to accompany me on this journey of awesome and much learning, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun too.
Okay. My name is Galon Deer Cook Vialamoth. I am his bodyguard. His older brother hired me. I don't want to be here.
We're friends. He just doesn't want to admit it.
My name is Lucian Gallandel. I am the party's rogue, specializing in arcane trickery. I am the student or ex-student of
I'm
friend.
Harrison Jones. I am playing the monk, and I am an archaeologist that learned about some new dungeons on Chult, and we're heading over to check it out.
I'm Kiloakai, and basically my story is I like to hunt things, and I want the biggest trophy that I can possibly get. So it's gonna be fun.
I am Galar Moon Whisper, Divine Soul Sorcerer. It is my destiny to cure the death curse.
Alrighty. I suppose we didn't say our classes.
Get your t-shirts.
I mean, I'm a wizard.
Yep, go Wizards. And I am a fighter.
Of
Alright. And then, so you all have essentially been hired/joined on to an expedition to Chult to kind of figure out more about this death curse that's been going around, essentially causing anyone who has died or kind of been resurrected through like a resurrection spell or something like that to essentially die again, and they can't be resurrected anymore. I mean, really, the temples, any form of magic, no one really knows what's going on. However, there is one person who obviously hired you onto this, and she believes that there's something going on in Chult to kind of cause this. And essentially, it's Syndra Sylvain. She's an ex-adventurer. She was previously resurrected, and you start noticing that she is kind of, for lack of a better word, falling apart. So she wants to go to Chult and explore and see what's going on. And the only things that she kind of dug up over her, kind of her research terms, is the thing called the Soulmonger. Unfortunately, that's all she knows. She doesn't know what it does. She doesn't know where exactly it is. She just knows the name. So, after kind of conversing a little bit on the boat for about 3 to 4 days, you guys get to know each other a little bit more as you arrive to the island of Chult. More specifically, you're arriving in Port Nanzaru. And so, as you approach this tropical city under the blazing sun, the familiar sounds of a harbor, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones, they kind of combine with voices that kind of shout and curse in an unfamiliar language. It's kind of filled with clicks and inhalations and kind of a sing-songy words that kind of mixes fantastically with the actual language. And then the aroma of spices and tropical fruit mixes with the warside smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Beyond that, you notice that Port Nanzaru is an explosion of color. Besides the kind of grayish wooden structures that you would normally find kind of in like the north or where you guys would normally be from, you notice bright cyan, blue, greens, oranges, salmon, pink. I mean, these buildings are colorful. And they're also adorned with murals depicting giant reptiles, mythical heroes. It's almost like it's telling a story as you're walking through the city. And yeah, so as you guys kind of go in, you see that the whole city is just bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing before you. Alright. And so, as you guys kind of disembark off of your ship, Syndra kind of just briefly mentions that she's going to go visit a friend of hers in the port. And if you wish, you can meet up with her in the Merchants District.
Before you go, is there a library in this town?
There will not be a library in this town.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, unfortunately, if you're looking for generally any form of knowledge, you kind of have to go digging for yourself.
Sounds fun.
Okay then.
Yep. And then, I suppose I can just show you a quick picture of the actual port. So you guys essentially dock in the middle area. You have the Market Ward to the south, Merchants Ward to the north, to the east, Merchants to the west. And then you notice kind of each section is walled off, kind of to make it a little bit easier to traverse.
Okay. So what should we do, guys?
Seeing as this is a new land, it might be wise to find a guide.
Yeah, I don't know if we need a guide. I'm pretty handy in the outdoors.
But do you know this island in particular?
I mean, it is an island. It has jungles. I know jungles, therefore I know this island.
Fret not, friend. Our path is destined by the gods.
It's exactly why we need a guide.
Yes, I see. But in town, surely we don't need somebody to show us around. Did we want to check out the market?
Yeah,
See what they have to offer?
let's see what new wares exist.
Sure.
I was gonna say go to an inn because there's usually interesting people there. But you know, Market District works too. Dear Cook?
Very.
If we do leave the city, we should get a guide.
Dear Cook has spoken. He doesn't do that a lot, guys. You should feel honored. Mostly he just sits there in sullen silence because I can't bring joy to him.
Sounds about right.
Sounds fun.
Alrighty. So as you guys kind of decide to head off into the Merchants District, I notice it's kind of a salmon color walling over to what would be your west. As you kind of approach, you kind of notice two medium-sized triceratops being used as almost beast of burden, kind of just pulling carts around, and just doing just manual labor.
About how large are their feet?
About two and a half.
Okay.
Is that in character?
That's it.
Give you a look. You've been possessed by some manner of demon.
Excuse me, sir. I'm good. I'm good. Let's go. Okay. To the market.
The market.
To the market.
To the market then.
To the market.
Alrighty. So yeah, as you guys kind of pass through the gates, enter into the market ward, essentially you notice a sign just saying, "Welcome to the Red Bazaar." You notice there's a fish market. You notice a bunch of people just kind of shouting out wares that they have for sale. Some things you hear before, common fish names. Others you have no idea what it is. You're not sure if it's a plant. You're not sure if it's clothing, and it's kind of foreign to you. And as you kind of walk through, you notice different temples, kind of different area or different sellers as well. And then, is there anything in particular you're looking for in the market?
How dense is the population here? So are you like shoulder to shoulder with people, or?
Not quite shoulder to shoulder, but it's enough that you are going to, figure speaking, bump into people. So it's enough that it's a decently crowded place, but not so much that you are.
I'd like to keep my eye out for pickpockets.
Okay.
You spot one.
Well, I know about you. That was a given.
Do you roll a stealth check?
Now, what's your passive perception?
Passive, 13.
Okay.
Passive is also.
I only have a 1 wisdom.
How is it 13?
So
You mean?
passive perception is based off of
Oh,
perception, which is wisdom.
I don't know how I got.
But I'm trained in it. So.
I'm like,
You change your stats at one point?
I must. No. Did I?
Do you know
No,
why
I
I'm
don't think
trained in
so, 'cause I was just like, I'll have a
Totally not me. Totally not me.
wisdom. Just tank strengthening, because
You don't notice any pickpockets.
Is there anyone selling dinosaurs? Like maybe a small one that I could ride.
Do a quick straight intelligence check for me. Just searching around.
18.
Yes, you find one.
Is it free?
It is not free. They are expensive.
Alright, about how large is it?
Let me get the exact. Alright, so as you kind of approach up, you notice there's a stable area kind of in the northern part, and kind of you naturally assume, well, if there's dinosaurs here and you're seeing that they're beasts of burden, this is obviously the next logical spot to check. And then as you kind of go in, you see a man very well dressed, jewelry even in his beard, very much a nobleman. And it looks like he's currently the seller. And inside you do see that he is selling both Triceratops and small Tyrannosauruses.
Okay, well, does he have any young Triceratops? I certainly don't need a full size. Mostly to carry me around and maybe my books.
You can... Yeah, you see a couple of what you would assume smaller ones, at least the more juvenile size.
Good sir,
Yes.
could I perhaps bother you to take one of those younger of the Triceratops?
You can certainly pay for it.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Alright, the price is 750 gold.
For the child?
Yes.
That's it?
I have 10. Perhaps we can work out a deal.
No. Get out of my shop.
If that's what you want. 750 gold. Mean salesman.
Do you perhaps happen to have any mice or something that you used to feed them with that I could take one off your hands?
Let's see, the mice, they're at gold apiece.
Would a mouse make you happy?
Yes, actually, it would make me quite happy.
He will buy a mouse.
Don't encourage him.
Alright, so you kind of see him flag down another worker, just kind of, as you kind of see a servant come back with a little bucket. And through the bucket, you see him just kind of grab in, hand you a mouse.
Hey! Does he
Quick
stand on my
animal
shoulder?
handling check.
I don't know what that's under. Oh, that is 21.
Yep. So the mouse just kind of scurries up and just kind of stays there. It's chilling out.
Alright, so that's 1 gold. Use a gold. You're going to be Pip.
You just paid a gold for a field mouse.
He's not a field mouse, he's a bucket mouse.
Mice gonna go through?
can't you buy a chicken for like 2 copper?
Bet it will be free. Glad it wasn't me that paid for it.
Just saying. You spent 10% of your wealth on a mouse.
But now I have a mouse. Do you have a mouse?
I don't need a mouse.
I needed a mouse.
Okay.
Someone
Fair
to
enough.
observe this journey.
Quite the assortment you have.
Thank you. It's been in my family for generations.
Ah, quite interesting.
Where do you happen to get the dinosaurs from, per se?
Well, we have an intensive breeding program around, so it's the most purebred that you can find around here.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
So I'm sure my friend is curious. Of all the dinosaurs, which one would you say is the strongest?
You see him ponder. He's like, well, if we are talking pure power, it's definitely an adult Tyrannosaurus.
I see.
Although there are others that are clever, and they're definitely much faster in the races. So you definitely want to probably look at a Hadrosaurus.
Races, did you say?
But yeah, oh, you must be new in town.
Well, of course.
Yes, actually. Just seems about every other day we have dinosaur races around here.
Interesting.
In fact, some people even make their living off of it.
Dinosaur races.
How entertaining.
Where did these races occur?
It's a race around the town, actually. So through the streets.
So is it...
Drag race.
Back
to the dinosaur.
Back in my day, we used to drag race with dinosaurs.
So is this simply a thing of gambling, or how does this work?
Oh yes, of course there's gambling.
Oh, gambling. Not one of my vices.
I will remind you, we do have a very important quest.
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Why deal with high stakes when our mission is high stakes?
Okay. You make
I'm
a fair
the only
point,
one
sir.
that thinks Glar's a little off his top.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Okay,
I think he's just fine.
okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to
He is a
Dear God.
genuine guy.
Okay.
And then you see him kind of also mention, like, yes, the next race I believe is to take place tomorrow. If you're gonna still be in town, that is.
Hopefully it will be.
We might have to be.
Is it usually early in the day or late? The races.
Definitely early in the day. You need the light.
Well, it does depend on what Cinder says. But I know,
Ooh.
especially seeing her current condition, I believe she would want us to make haste.
We should probably.
Well, and all
go
the
see
people
her.
dying as well.
I mean, we can bring them back once we succeed.
Can we though? We're not able to bring them back now.
That's because something happened. Obviously, we're going to just push the reset button. It's all going to be good.
What if the means of our success are time-based?
Good point. We should go, guys. Like right now.
Let's meet with Syndra first, but I do like your tenacity. It's not the right word.
Shall we go then?
It's close enough.
Well, I'm ready.
Thank you for your time, good sir.
Onward.
Perhaps we'll be back for a dinosaur.
Alrighty. And so I'm guessing you guys are gonna go meet up with Syndra then
Yes.
in the Merchants
Yes.
District.
Okay.
Alrighty. So as you kind of walk out through the walls, you notice kind of more and more dinosaurs. You notice it's definitely a common place to see them around here. You make it through to the kind of navy blue style walls of the Merchants District in the west. Although, kind of before we get there, yeah, so really quick, as you're approaching the wall, you're going to hear just a shout of, "Look out!" giving a brief warning as a water barrel kind of comes crashing down of the workers on top. Really quick, I'm going to have Mr. Wizard make a dexterity save.
Can I feather fall the barrel?
Doesn't see it in time.
And
That's
also,
so-
can I try and push him out of the way, since that's my job?
Yes, you can also try and do that. Do this. Yeah, just
Strength,
another dexterity.
Dex.
Yep. Yeah, let's cast that one then.
It's a reaction, but it's supposed to be.
Creature.
I think it has to be a creature.
Yep. Okay.
I got
So
a
no.
20.
Okay, you push him out of the way. It may or may not have seen him, kind of ready to dodge the barrel, but you just kind of came in there, light shove, push him out of the way, as it kind of splooshes to the ground. You see a man come up. Sorry about that.
We're good. We good, dear cook?
I walk away.
Alrighty.
Man of action, I see. Quite the hero.
I do what needs to be done.
Dear cook's great.
Well, I can appreciate that.
I too am a man of action.
Are you?
Don't know.
I see. We're just having a staring contest now.
Yep.
You guys are staring?
Roll off. Roll off.
Dear cook's gonna win.
What's the bonus?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Con?
Probably con. 6.
16.
I kind of wince and I go.
After about 5 seconds, his eyes start to water.
Alrighty.
I'm done.
So as you guys kind of make it to the merchant's district, you can definitely tell these are kind of the people who are in power. You look at kind of, you might consider it a house. A lot of people consider it like a mansion. Notice there's about 7 of these huge mansions that are all placed around. They are, oh goodness, these things are huge. Yeah, they're about 3 stories tall. Definitely about very, very wide. You can definitely tell, like, the backyard itself has its own lavish garden with water fountains. Like, these things are huge. Unfortunately, also around them is a wall and a guard placed at each one.
Can't have looters.
Do we know which one Sindra went to?
I think it's on the sheet.
Oh, that's right, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. We have to find Wakanga.
Kanga Otamu.
Yeah, that guy. He's a prince.
I'll walk up to one of the guards. I'll say, "Excuse me, sir. Do you know where Wakanda Otamu lives?"
You nod. Yes, this is his villa.
Oh.
Oh, hey, this is where we're supposed to be, guys. Let's go.
So if we're
convenient.
meeting somebody here, do we just walk in, or do we have to have permission?
Who are you meeting?
We are meeting Sindra and I assume Wakanga as well.
You see him ponder, and he goes, all right, you may go in.
All right, thank you.
And so, as you walk in, you notice Sindra, who is also talking with whom you assume to be Wakanda. You see him as a fairly large male, about 6'5", decently built.
Damn.
So,
I'm taller. Says the Goliath.
Says the Goliath.
So what you talking about?
So, essentially, you will hear them talking about a place called Bourne.
Born.
And then as you kind of approach, it's like, oh yes, welcome, welcome. I hear you're Sindra's traveling group.
We are.
So, as much as it pains me to say, we still don't know much about kind of what's going on. The best we have are just these random clues, just randomly in the jungle.
Clues.
So these clues point us in any direction.
Unfortunately, none of us has made an expedition out there, so we can't even follow up with these.
Oh, we can do an expedition. We got this, guys.
We can blaze a path.
Yeah. Glark can lead us there.
Of course. It is my destiny.
Tell me, Wakanda, do you recommend a guide?
I would very much recommend a guide. I know the jungle is a very dangerous place, especially with all these ghouls and zombies rising up all over the place.
Our guide shall be the gods.
That sounds like a very
the gods
excellent
do
guide.
tend to be pretty good at taking down ghouls and zombies through their vassals, but not too great at pointing us in direction. They tend to be more busy with, godly things.
What is more godly than this divine quest?
He's got you
Quest to
there.
save the world!
Got me there.
So, no guide? We're just gonna go?
I think we need a guide.
Oh.
We need a guide. Is there any that you would recommend?
I say we take a vote on this. I think 3 of us are saying we don't need a guide here.
I'm not saying we don't need one. I'm just saying, gonna go with what you guys do. I'm gonna follow by. I'm gonna write stuff down.
Well,
Talk
I
about
know
it
there's
here.
at least 4 of us here that say we do need a guide.
So guide it is. Wakanga?
Some good peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
So essentially, he
Guide.
mentions that there are a couple of guides hanging out. Either you'll find a couple down at the docks, kind of waiting new explorers, or there's also a couple at inns that you will find them at in the in the warehouse district. That's the one. He says there's a variety, although all of them are actually under one of the other merchant princes. He actually has a kind of tight ownership over the guides.
Let's see.
So any you're going to find are pretty much going to be employed through him.
What is this merchant's name?
So this merchant's name is...
Go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's Kawenthine? Well, I'm butchering that one. Kwaothe.
All right.
Yes. Big K.
Big K.
Big K.
Big K. Sure.
All right. Well, we should seek out one of these guides then. Any other things we need to know before we venture into the jungle?
Recommend some bug spray.
Bug spray.
Where do we find that?
You'll find that in the merchant ward.
Oh, right.
Shall we then?
Shall.
Do you guys think we should pick up any holy water for those?
Actually,
ghouls that haunt us?
Combat,
Ghouls and
I don't
undead.
suppose you'd be able to supply us with transportation via Beast of Burden, by chance. As I put away my dinosaur notes.
No, unfortunately I wouldn't. Although if you do need any potions or scrolls, I can definitely sell you some.
Okay. People like money here, apparently, Bash.
Yes, it is a merchant town. Literally run by the merchants. Money talks.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we don't have any of it.
Yet, we shall gain some. Don't you worry, my friend.
Monetary gains are.
While we were traveling over here, can I say that I cast my Find Familiar at some point? And just subtract the 10 gold?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your
Does
familiar?
it cost you 10 gold? Cast that spell.
Yep, cost you 10 gold to cast Find Familiar. Then you're able to resummon it for free as long as you didn't die. And
so
whatever
just the
that
first-
weird
first time
cat
you
thing
get
was
it.
that we were talking about.
Or I think
Oh,
it's changing
Tressum?
it.
Tressum.
Okay. The winged cat.
It's a flying cat.
Yeah.
House cat.
Trust him.
Yep.
It's a flying house cat.
It looks like a flying house cat, and then as you're watching it, wings unfurl and it stretches out.
It's pretty sick.
The messenger.
said it's called a Tressum?
Harpers.
Tressum.
Tressum. Don't ask me how to spell it.
Tressym.
Should have just used the stats for the house cat.
Yes, I think it's house cat plus a flying speed. I think that's actually all it is.
Yeah, it's kind of what I figured.
House cat doesn't have much, but it is flying.
I knew I should have let my Storm King Thunderbuck because that's actually where it has the spell block.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter too much.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, anything hits it, it dies.
Yep.
That's generally how these things work.
Yeah.
All right, let us go seek a guide. There you go.
Yeah, and essentially you know that he also told you the two names of the inns. It's the Thundering Lizard and Kaya's House of Repose. So, the Thundering Lizard is kind of the more rowdier of the of the two. So it's the cheaper one, obviously. And then the House of Repose is definitely a lot quieter. Although these wilderness guides, they frequent both of them.
Well,
What time of day is it?
You would have arrived at midday after walking around, probably, still in the afternoon.
Okay.
okay.
Light-spirited rest tonight after we find a guide, or
I mean, the
Sounds
guides
fine.
might be in the inn.
Might want to explore options. He did say that some of them were at the docks.
That's true.
shall we go to the docks first and then check out the guides at the inns?
That would make sense. Remember, we need to also find more information about that one guy.
Artist Simber. That's
one.
right.
So we
Who's
could ask.
Artis?
We could ask around town. He is one of our friends, or a friend of a friend, if you will. We need to ask around town about him as well, seeing if anybody has seen him.
Well, docks is a good place to start, considering this is a port town.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm just gonna head to the inn if that's possible.
Yeah, which inn are you heading to?
The Thundering Lizard.
Alright.
Oh boy.
I think it's a good thing you've got a big dude following you.
Probably.
A little awful.
Perhaps.
Alrighty. So we'll start with the group that's going to go to the docks, and we'll pick up with the other guys who decided to go to the inn. Really quick, as you guys kind of make it to the docks, you notice a lot of people are kind of bustling around, unloading, loading, both merchant ships. You notice kind of the imports coming in, you notice kind of sheep and wool, as well as some textiles coming in. And then going out, you're noticing very colorful clothing, jewelry, a bunch of other fruits kind of getting loaded onto these ships and out. So I want the people at the docks to roll an investigation check for me.
Come on.
That's why you guys shouldn't roll 20s in the beginning.
First roll of the campaign. Let's go. Oh, excellent.
jeez.
I don't think we find anything.
Hang on, you got
25.
Alright.
2.
So as you guys kind of
Holy
walk around,
I just want to point out that's actually 0. I have -1 in it.
Oh.
Mine is also a 0.
So 0, 0, 2.
25.
We're just
So-
dazed in a maze.
by sheer dumb luck, you guys have somehow made it to this
Oh man.
dock area.
Oh,
This is boding well.
And then,
The rogue is practically holding us by the hand as he drags us to the docks.
Pretty much.
Come on, children.
That's why I bring him along. Now give me a dungeon. Go.
People are messy.
We'll see.
I'm enjoying the sightseeing. What can I say?
right?
It is a beautiful city.
It is very
So,
colorful.
Mr. Rogue, being you're the one who actually found them, you do find a pair of guides. And by the looks of them, because you see a human and a halfling, both kind of, looking over people coming off, seeing if they can spot any sort of adventurers. Their names are going to be Farwell and Gondolo. And here is their sheet that explains them.
we get resumes.
Yep. So this is their little spiel to you.
All right.
What
So
does it-
they tell us, why pay for one guide when you can have two for the same price? I mean, 1.5. We have the smarts, the goods, and our own Triceratops.
He's not here.
Treasure abounds. When we're done leading you to all the ancient sites and sacred places that we know of, you'll be swimming in golden magic. All the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work. Don't be fooled. When we return to Port Nyanzaru, you will have tales and fortunes enough to last a lifetime. Our price is 5 gold pieces per day with a 30-day payment up front, but we're glad to reduce our rate for equal shares of any treasure found. So, right off the bat, we're poor,
Yeah.
Yep.
We can't afford the 5 gold a day. That's
especially
We'll have
the
to share.
30-day
Pretty
payment up
steep.
front, but
Yeah.
sharing treasure with them wouldn't be bad.
Can I insight check the validity of this
Yes.
spiel?
Go ahead.
That is a 18.
So, initially, you notice that they might not be the most adventurous duo,
Hmm.
but you do not look like they believe at least what they're saying.
Oh,
Like, they do believe that they are able to provide this service.
okay, so they're not lying to us. They're just
Maybe if
they
deceive
feel like their
themselves.
accomplishments are more than what they really are.
Yup.
I see.
Is there anybody else that we find at the docks?
Yes. Because as you are talking with those two, these other two notice that you're talking with a guide, and they come up and describe themselves as
Ooh.
two tabaxi, kind of come up and begin talking with you. One of them is about, it's both male and female, one's about 5'5", 100 pounds, kind of wearing leather armor and also wearing an eye patch.
I like this group.
Whereas the other one is kind of a lot more quiet, allowing the kind of female tabaxi to be more of the speaker. And then he's also tall and kind of lengthy, because he's about 5'8", and about 120.
Okay.
Don't be
Makes-
fooled. The eye patch means disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Is he holding a ranged weapon?
The girl is not, the man is.
Okay. Beware Joe Ball and his no good flunkies. That merchant prince is as trustworthy as a sack of snakes. I don't like snakes. As are most of his guides. If you choose us, we will never lead you astray. River and Flask are up to the task. That's our motto. Chult is our playground. We're fast, reliable, and know what we're doing. 5 gold pieces a day and a 30-day advance is what Joe Ball's flunkies demand. We're happy to serve as guides for only 4 pieces a day with no payment up front. Even better, we'll waive the fee entirely for equal shares of whatever treasures we help find.
So they reduced the price down to 4?
Yes, they're 4 gold a day and
And no
no advance payment.
Now, when these guys, both of them, want equal shares, is it they count as 1
They count as 2.
or they count as 2?
They
Okay.
count as 2.
That
Because it
that's
is 2 guides.
that's a healthy
That's
chunk.
a quarter of our game.
That's a healthy chunk of our treasure.
It's better than the 50-50 split.
Maybe.
That's true.
Yes. Plus we find a way.
Can I insight check these ones as well?
Yeah, you can be suspicious of these guys.
That's a 21.
So, immediately you tell they're not with the Merchant Prince. So obviously there's nothing really backing up their claims.
Right.
Yeah, the most that you can tell is because they're not with the Merchant Prince, they're kind of, you can almost assume that they're freelancers, or at least someone else is backing them. And so, really, it's up to you to kind of figure out, is the price negotiation, or the price decrease worth the kind of lack of accountability on the back end?
I see.
So,
Tell me, have any of you guys heard of Artis Simber? Has maybe he contacted any of you about being a guide?
You seem kind of turned. Oh no, I've actually been looking for him. As far as we know, he kind of ran off into the jungle.
You said you've been looking for him?
Well, yes.
And
Why
who's speaking
is-
at this time?
Hmm?
Who is speaking?
The female.
Okay, so we're still back into the tabaxi.
To the tabaxi, that is correct.
Why are you searching for him?
Oh, well, that's a long story to tell, which we'll have plenty of time to do on the expedition.
What about you guys, Farol and Gondel something?
Gondolo.
Gondolo. Have you guys had experience with Artis Simber?
Oh. Yeah, they shake their heads and they go, no, haven't heard that name. Sorry.
I see.
I think it'd be wise if we still explore all of our options.
Yes. We'll be in touch.
All right. And then you see kind of both of them mention, okay, we will be at the, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot the name. The Thundering
Lizard?
Lizard. Yep, that's the one.
What a coincidence. That's where we were staying.
Both of them will be there? All
Yep.
4 of them will be there, I should say.
Yep.
Okay.
Weren't there also supposed to be guides at the more expensive inn?
Yes.
probably more expensive guides though.
But
Perhaps.
do we want to, instead of checking with all of these guides, go straight to the head? Ask the prince himself if he would lend us a guide for our important mission.
Sure. We can attempt to. He might be too rich to be in our reach.
Everyone
That's-
fears death.
It's always worth a try.
In my experience, it is the rich that most fear death. And
False.
the inability to come back in the unlikely event of his death might deter him.
That is a fair point.
But do any of us have the strings to pull that would get us a meeting with such a lofty character? Does anyone have the
See.
noble background?
Yes.
My family isn't as well known in these parts as anybody like. If
Oh, you do.
I see where you're going with this.
and generally, it's not best if we are known to be around different areas. If we need to, we can bring up I can show my family crest.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys are then gonna head back to the Merchant's Ward, talk with who's ever the lead of this
Yeah.
guide
It's,
guild.
They mention it somewhere on these sheets.
Yep.
Why is it
I think
that
it's
all
yes.
rogues are either a noble or a criminal background?
Jobal.
It's what a rogue is.
I usually go urchin, actually. Urchin or criminal.
I mean,
Noble is the new one for me.
all right. So I'm gonna, as you guys kind of walk over to the Merchant District, I'm gonna hop skip over to the Thundering Lizard. And as you kind of walk in there, you can definitely tell it's a rowdy place. There's some shouting, some clattering of beer, or a clattering of actual drink of an amber-colored fermented drink made from honey, as it's called Tej.
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 Yeah. Does anyone look particularly guidey in here?
Do an investigation check, please.
25.
So,
Wizards compete with the rogue.
Do you have expertise?
We've had 2 crits, 2 crit fails. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's about how it goes. I mean, after I switched to the blue die.
Okay,
now,
so keep
now,
the
it's,
blue
now it's good. That one's fine.
Keep the blue die for now.
I suppose, really quick, also go around and explain what everyone's races is.
Oh,
Race?
Yep.
Oh, I am a young, seeming half-elf. Well, I'm a high elf. I'm a little short, even for my species. I'm very thinly built. But I do look rather sprightly and healthy.
all right. I am a tabaxi. I look very similar to a lynx. I have yellow eyes, about 5'5", not too tall, and middle age.
I am a human. For all intents and purposes, I look like a normal Caucasian, blue eyes. But strange thing is my hair is pure white, not graying, but pure white.
I'm a pretty young half elf, about 6 foot, very fair build, thinner, but you know, I wear robes.
Oh, on that note, I should mention I also wear what is essentially a blue dunce cap at all times.
Fitting.
I'm a high elf. Not really much to say about my character. Fairly lean, about as you would expect. Very much has like kind of that noble look to him, but yeah,
What color is your hair and how long?
blonde and long.
Okay.
The very cliche high elf look. Yes.
Okay.
Short blonde.
So I'm a 7-foot tall Goliath, very well built, short black hair, and I have golden irises.
I just imagine us walking around and we're all like pretty short, like a
Short, skinny,
six
I'm
foot
just towering.
and this guy is just
I'm also very short for Goliaths.
Goliaths are massive.
Yeah, I think they range from like 7 to 8 feet tall.
Yep.
Usually, and I went on the low end of that.
Damn.
When you go through the doorway.
Yep, I still duck through doorways.
So about those particularly guidey looking people.
So, the first guide you see, you're going to see a dwarf.
Ooh.
Particularly.
Staring down.
He like cuts up to here on you, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Unfortunately, when you see him, you see he's definitely roughed up. You see kind of a huge, assuming claw marks over his face. You're seeing he's definitely old, a little bit older and a little bit grayer. And you also notice that he's actually missing his left arm. However,
Okay.
I mean, but he's alive.
and you will see Hugh.
Hugh Hackenstone. I've stood atop every mountain in Chult. I know every gorge and crevice, every plateau and trail. My memory is an iron trap. I forget nothing. Trust a dwarf, I always say, because a dwarf will never steer you wrong. Fearless I am, there's no dragon, beast, or undead horror that scares me. You want a guide who runs away at the first sign of danger? No. You want a dwarf. And I'm the toughest dwarf around. Red dragon bit off my arm, and yet here I stand. It takes more than a dragon to stop Hugh Hackenstone. I charge 5 golds a day, expect a 30-day payment up front. Best coin you'll ever spend, I promise. Okay, good Hugh Hackenstone. You seem pretty set on that fee. I will have to converse with my party on affording such a thing. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Nice to meet you, though.
2 or 3 scars show experience. More than that shows mistakes.
I like it.
Alrighty. And then another one, you'll see a female human walk up to as well. Also mention that she's also a guide.
Okay, my fair lady.
Her spiel.
So, this is Azaka Stormfang. If you need a guide to get through the jungle alive, look no further. I was born in the jungle. I know its dangers well and how best to avoid them. Should you choose me, you may rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 golds per day, require a 30-day payment up front. For those adventurers who aid me in my personal quest, I will waive my fee and guide them to places no one else has found. This quest will take us to Firefinger, the evil Patera folk. That roost atop Firefinger stole a weapon, a wooden mask from me, and I want it back. You know, Azaka, I feel like there's a couple people in my party here that would probably be very happy to help you in the quest, so we'll probably come talking back to you, but they seem very upset when I make decisions for them. So, we're gonna wait, but I will get back to you.
And then, finally, you notice one more, a middle-aged, you're assuming it's Kulpin native woman. She's actually dressed in light blue robes and carrying a walking stick. And also kind of, when it approaches the top of the walking stick, it forms into a stylized quaddle. So, winged serpent.
Okay.
So it's a snake that kind of comes up, and at the top there's kind of wings coming out.
Okay.
So it's
So,
So it's a really big winged snake.
and then here is her spiel.
she's fine.
We have Iku. While the lure of pillaging the antiquity of Chult is a temptation, I appeal to those who find fulfillment in doing actual good in the world. I seek to rid the jungle of evil. There are many ruins and ancient temples that must be reclaimed, so that the spirits of nature can return to their sacred places and live in peace. There are evil impostors who seek to blind you with promises of gold, but will only guide your throats to their blades. The rates are standard, 5 gold pieces a day and a 30-day payment up front. A small portion goes to pay off the merchant prince Jobel. The rest I give to charity. Well, Iku, I gotta talk to my party about money, because I don't have any. But thank you.
That's inspiring spiel.
Interesting conversation to talk with guys with no money.
I mean, I don't have money. There's a reason I don't have money, because they don't think I'll keep money very well. So they have money. Mostly.
Mouse.
I think I'm probably the only one here that actually has a decent amount of money. I have 25 gold, and that's...
Far travel,
Wait,
you only
me
Oh,
too.
no, I have 15 gold, not
Far
25.
travel,
I-
it only
I have
gives you
25.
5.
Oh, got it.
10.
9.
I don't remember how much outland that's actually.
Like 10.
I think
Doesn't even
Outlander is
urchins
fine.
start with 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They should start with like 2.
Outlander and Hermit both start with 5, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm doing Far Traveler from Sword Coast, so.
Alrighty. So yeah, those are the kind of the guys that you find kind of mincing around the Thundering Lizard. So flash over to the other adventurers, meeting up with the prince. After a little bit of walking around, you determine which villa is his, and you notice there's kind of 2 guards standing at the front of the entrance.
2 guards.
Fancy place, fancy guards. Hello there.
State your business.
We were wondering if we could meet with the merchant plus Prince
Jobal.
Jabal. If he has any openings today that we could speak with him about a quest we are performing.
He says no appointment, no entry.
How will we make an appointment?
He says those who need to make an appointment with Jabal can make an appointment with Jabal,
We need to make an appointment with Jabal.
and you'll make an appointment with Jabal when you can.
So is he free around like 3-ish, or how is how is Jabal's schedule here?
You see the guy and be like, no entry.
Sir, we are in an important quest specifically from Wakanga and Sindra Sylvain, and we need to speak with Jabal. Is that his name?
Jobal, yes?
Jobal.
Jobal. Yeah.
Jobal. And we need to speak with Jobal. If you may please tell him that we are here and are willing to come back at a later time, we can do that.
Do a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm bad at these. What's my persuasion? Oh, I'm actually trained in this one. Not bad. 19. Not terrible.
You see the guy say, "1 moment."
Oh,
You see him walk away. And then he comes back about 2 minutes later. Says, "You may talk briefly with him."
Thank you.
So kind of as you're walking in, you can definitely tell this is a decked out villa. In fact, the first one you notice as you walk in is it's lined with weaponry all around the first entrance, immediately giving you a sense of this guy, he's got some power. And then, as you also enter, you see Jabal, kind of this, also native consultant, so darker skin, slightly taller build, kind of walk out. He goes, "I hear you're on some important quest."
Yes. How much do you know of the Soulmonger?
Soulmonger.
Soulmonger.
I don't know anything about that, I'm sorry.
Are you aware of people's inability to be resurrected, and some people that were previously resurrected are fading away? Are you aware of that?
I've been finding it a little bit paradoxical, as all the travelers keep telling me that same tale, as well as the dead coming back to life on our island.
Yes, well, especially on the mainland, and I believe it's true here as well. It has been happening, and we have been sent to fix it, to investigate and put a stop to whatever thing is causing it. We believe it to be called the Soulmonger. As far as what it is or what it does, we have no idea. And we are coming to you because we need a guide, and we're wondering if you would be able to supply us with one.
You think about it, I can't full-on supply you with one, but I can at least give you some recommendations.
That would be appreciated in itself. Yes.
So, he also...
Gonna have a lot of choices.
He's got a few.
It's a big city.
I mean, there's at
Are
least
you
8.
including the ones from the total
Yeah,
package?
I like.
Because there's a few of the total package
Oh, man.
that are totals.
That's cool.
I think we gotta hire some totals.
I think the reason there's so
Totals.
many is probably because these guys are prone to being dead.
Well, once they die, I'll come back and need another.
Yeah, another guy. Hey, the guy's dead. Damn.
I mean, if we can recover their body, their gold is ours. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, in addition to
Terrible
your
people,
party,
but not wrong.
he also recommends some of them that are already out here. He recommends among those numbers 2, 3,
The seal of recommendation.
The seal
Seal
of recommendation.
Recommendation.
2, 3.
and then these
Sorry,
3.
picking this one.
Right, free. Just
Yeah.
a little bit more time.
I want to read one.
Yeah, go ahead and read it on.
You want to read them? You don't want to read?
All right.
So also, he also tells you kind of generally where to find these. These guys are actually at the other inn.
Do you want to start that one, David, real quick?
Oh, start.
Okay. I, Kawasha, am a druid and a member of the Emerald Enclave. I seek to rid Shult, my homeland, of the undead menace that threatens to eradicate all life. my veget poop me companion as well, versed in the local flora and fauna. Chult is our home, and we can guide you as no others can. Our fee is 5 gold pieces per day, but that amount is negotiable if you are willing to help us destroy any undead we might encounter. Perhaps together we can receive the blessing of the Chewinga spirits that watch over this sacred land. I like this.
I like this.
So, with
Give
this
him
one, his little guide,
seal of
which
approval.
I can't get the actual name of it. Essentially, what those are is kind of mounds of old decaying plants that kind of came to life.
Oh,
okay.
It's vegetation.
That's cool. Vegapigmy is
Yep.
how you say that.
Oh,
Yep.
that makes more sense.
It's vegetable and pygmy. That makes sense. Vegapigmy.
Salida. I've led many expeditions through the wilds of Chult. I know secret trails that appear on no map. Hire others at your own peril. Azaka and you have led expeditions into the jungle that never returned. Farl and Gondello are charlatans, plain and simple. Old Hugh suffers from mad monkey fever. I'm sure of it. Mashirib is an albino dwarf, and they're not to be trusted. And I hear tell that River Mist and Flask of Wine owe money to the Zenherims. 5 gold pieces per day is a cheap price to pay for your life. Spend your gold wisely.
Sounds like he knows
Very
more about
charming.
everyone else.
Solida. Okay. I have Musharib. He's the albino dwarf. The jungle is my home. I know it well. I can guide you anywhere in Chult for a fee of 5 gold pieces a day. If adventure is what you seek, join my quest to reclaim Harakamar, my clan's ancestral forge. A volcanic eruption forced us to abandon it many years ago. The fire newts that have since taken over must be driven out or destroyed. At the very least, we must sneak in and recover a relic known as Moradin's Gauntlet. Fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love Dwarven kind, then hear my plea and join me in returning Harakamar to its rightful owners. I will waive my fee for your promise of assistance.
So we don't go with that guy. Take the gauntlet for ourselves and give it to him for a fee.
Very
We have to find the gauntlet ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
Yep.
I mean, technically, we do this later anyway. But.
Yes,
Yeah.
you essentially meet those 3 guides at the nicer inn.
Okay.
Okay, we'll head there. And
I'm
If
honestly
we're
still feeling
done.
Nazaka.
are we done?
Do we reconvene at the other
So
end
we
then?
reconvening at the fun inn.
Okay, let's discuss our options.
Yep.
Okay.
No offense, sir, do not trust the Tabaxi guides. I believe them being backed by someone else other than the Merchant Prince. I feel like they are not trustworthy enough.
I was gonna say there's some free options, which definitely seem like the better option because money.
However, free does not equal quality.
Well, material positions are not as important to me. I feel that draining all of our resources on an expensive guide would be quite foolish. So maybe one of these that we can promise to help would be a better option for us.
So the real question is, where do we want to go? Because Azaka is gonna take us to Firefinger, where it sounds like your Mushade is gonna take us to another fiery place. So
Seems
we're dealing with fire either way.
Quite a lot of.
Between those two, I would much rather prefer Azaka.
However, Salida said back in the other gym, the other tavern, that Azaka had returned without her party before.
And if we do decide on Azaka, we definitely need to talk to her about that before taking her.
I say we should start by whittling down which ones we do not wish to, because otherwise we're just looking at a bunch.
I agree with the mistrust of the tabaxi.
The duo of the halfling and the human seem inexperienced, to say the least.
Yes, I agree with that as well.
They would not help us on our divine quest.
Hugh is missing an arm.
Yeah, I don't. I don't agree with you either. That's another one.
So
Out of
he still has an arm.
character, another bruiser would probably benefit our
I
party
don't think
composition.
these guys would help us in combat, like, at all. I don't think any of them would. Except
feel
for
like
maybe Azaka or somebody that's really...
And they would probably would if we came across undead.
Eku probably would as well.
Eku has a snake on her staff.
I feel like
doesn't
these
she?
guys aren't useless in combat.
Technically not a snake. It's technically a
Wing
Serpent
snake.
with wings.
It looks like a snake.
It does look like a
Close
snake,
enough to a
correct?
snake.
It's-
She's out.
Yeah, I feel uneasy about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you the general distrust of
The snake statue or
Well-
staff.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's
I-
not so much a winged snake. It's a
So
big.
So
Yeah.
I'm a fan
Go
of
ahead,
helping
sorry.
for the
I
dwarf.
apologize for interrupting you.
Go.
No, no, no.
Oh, wait, I was personally gonna say take Slitty out of there because she didn't really talk about herself much. She bashed everyone else.
That's
kind of attitude that can be
true as
seen.
well. That's true as well. She was definitely
So,
good for the information on the others.
So if we want critique on our battle
Do
style,
you want to hand me a Salida,
Who's
actually?
the one
What
down
did
there?
you say
It's,
about...
that is
Azaka?
Azaka Stormfang.
Which one? She's the one that was in the jungle.
She
If
returned
you
all
need
the
the guide to get through the
She
jungle.
came
ride.
back without people. He's albino. That's all we got. And I don't know. if
Yeah,
he
she's just
said
racist,
anything
which is
about
why she
it.
doesn't
Okay.
like him.
And I actually really like this character. Like, I think that's.
I mean,
To the
Very
Zentarum,
good
ooh, yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to go with the Tabaxi. The Zentarum are not good people.
No.
If we're taking her for her word.
Yeah, if we're taking her for her word.
I mean, if we're not taking her,
I
we
feel
can
like the
take her.
dwarf's our best option.
I like Azaka.
I like Azaka.
Me too.
Either
me too.
Azaka or Qualasha?
Quasha.
Quasha?
Why not the
Quasha?
dwarf?
Quasha.
But the issue with Quasha is I don't believe that we can get her down to free. Whereas,
Yes, we can if we destroy. Oh.
nope,
It's
we can talk
lowering the
we can
fee.
talk
Oh.
about lowering her fee.
I
Whereas,
perhaps we
It's a
should.
man.
It's a guy.
Perhaps we
What?
should
Oh, it's
approach
a
him.
dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps we
Oh,
should
man.
approach him and tell him about our quest, and therefore we might be able to get him free.
It's possible, but I believe helping Azaka or Musharib.
Knowing the
would
local
be
flora and
best.
fauna, though.
I know. I believe that would be very useful. Can we go talk to Guaman first?
I'm
before
not
ruling
scared
him
of
out?
plants. I'm scared of the things that
Yes.
smash the plants.
You should be scared of plants. Plants can do a lot of harm to you. Trust me. Where's Lesser? I wish to go talk. Are you all right with that?
Yes. If you would like to go talk to Quasha, I will talk to Azaka. Did we already
Okay.
talk to her?
I talked to
We
Zaka.
talked to Azaka.
She's really nice.
She's really nice. I like
She's
Azaka.
sitting right there.
She's Quasha back in
Looking over at her like,
Or, sorry,
Is it the nice one?
He is in the nice one. Yes.
Then I go over
she
to the
looked-
other. Whatchamacallit, other end. I'm assuming these are like right across the street from each other too. No.
You have to do a little bit of walking.
Okay.
so you're going to the other end.
Yep.
Is anybody going?
So yeah,
So
kind
you'd
of
like to
who's
check-
all looks like we're splitting up into the two different ends.
So is he ruled out?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna go with him.
Probably.
I like Azaka.
I do too.
But okay, but so Azaka says she wants to keep the wooden mask. Musharib says nothing about keeping the gauntlets, just the Fire Newts don't have them. I think
I'm
Deer
pretty sure he'll wanna
could
get
do
it
a
back
pretty
to
good
his
job with
people.
those gauntlets.
I mean, with the little stabby.
I think he wants it returned.
Well, maybe we could talk him into letting us borrow it until we're done here.
With the danger of losing it, I don't think he would allow us.
I don't know. Some of you guys persuade him.
I believe the relic belongs to his people. Would be much better in dwarven hands.
It should belong in a museum.
Deal. Yeah.
That's what's going on to me.
Or belong with the rightful people.
As long as it doesn't.
The main concern is that we have our fees
Casey,
relinquished.
Do you have glue? Okay. Fix one again.
Okay. So is anyone going with me
Yep.
to the other end?
Who are you going to talk to?
He's gonna go talk with the druid, his
Kalasha.
plant buddy.
And
Where is-
Kupalue.
So
Lua.
the currently in the Thundering Lizard are the Azaka and the albino dwarf,
Okay.
and then the other one is the druid with his plant friend.
What are you saying? We missed the albino
Oh, we can always
dwarf?
come back.
No,
I will go with
he's
you.
here.
Oh no, we missed him when we searched.
Give me
him.
the dwarf.
Didn't we?
Thanks.
Oh,
don't
sorry.
think so.
Maybe the albino would be then at the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause if you,
okay.
you guys would have definitely seen him.
Okay, never mind. We
I
did.
want to go talk to the dwarf.
So you'll come with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Are you staying? Or are you
I'll
coming with us?
stay.
We'll come back.
I'll go with. Actually, I'll go with.
I would like to stay and question the innkeeper about the general vicinity of this area.
If you can, please ask him about Artis Simber.
Artis Simber. Can you spell that for? Oh, I already have it right here. What's his last name?
Simber. Cimber.
Okay, I can do that.
Alrighty. So who would you like to talk with first? The dwarf or
Are we
the
going
druid?
first?
You want to go first?
It's up to you guys.
Okay.
Alright, so you want to talk with the dwarf? Which one is it?
Musha Rib.
Sure.
Musha Rib,
Yes.
tell me about yourself.
Well, I grew up on Schultz literally my entire life. Born here, raised here, and by golly, I'll die here. I serve as an excellent guide, and I can definitely lead you where you want to go. In fact, with me and you see him kind of pick up a wooden maul and kind of just put me and Skull Bash here. We definitely make our gold.
Ah, a man who names his weapons. I can appreciate that. Can I insight check?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, you definitely see he's at least well accomplished, being he is an albino dwarf. It's kind of a little bit more kind of culturally on the island, so he also has a lot more kind of warrior markings all over him. You can definitely tell like there's a lot of them, so it's some importance.
If my character dies, I'm coming back as an albino dwarf. I call it.
This this gauntlet of yours that you would like to retrieve. What would this entail?
Thinking I just need to make sure I got the right place.
Would it be a righteous quest of glory?
Of course! What sort of what sort of quest wouldn't?
It's the best kinds of quests.
For a chance to join this quest, you should pay us. I didn't say that. Did
And he goes, oh, it's terrible. First the eruption came, then these fire newts came in. So we need a good group of adventurers to come in and wipe them out.
I think we have quite the crew. I personally would love to hire you, but we need to, of course, discuss it with the rest of the
Team.
team. My cohorts here. The path may not be as righteous as mine, but they certainly could lend a hand.
Is this righteous that you speak of?
Did you come with?
No.
No,
Quiet you.
Tell me, Mushrib, have you heard of Artis Simber?
No. I haven't.
I see.
Well, you guys wanted to talk to
Yeah. Kwash.
Kawash.
Are you done with your sure then?
I think so. I'm sold.
Do
Kawasha!
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Why, hello. How can I help you?
So we are looking to hire a guide, and we were coming back to see. Tell me about yourself a little bit. You know,
See,
what you want out of life.
what I see is a smart man who comes up to me and realizes that I know the flora around here and I can be very helpful with your group. People don't understand what the plants can give us.
I feel you. I love plants. Plants are awesome.
I know.
Plants are great. So I was told that your fee was 5 gold.
Yes, that is set by, unfortunately, management.
How would you feel about joining us on a quest to destroy the undead on this island as they keep coming up?
And how do you propose to do that?
We have this idea that there is this object of sorts that sort of is raising the undead and stuff.
Sort of.
Wow, you're about as vocal as I am.
I have a charisma of 10, so keep talking about it.
I'm not sure if I believe you.
That's true, sir.
Where are you getting this information?
From...
Are you familiar with the Harpers?
I have guided a harper or two in my day.
Well, our information comes straight from them,
Sidra, this lady's name.
and specifically Sindra Sylvain.
I haven't heard of that name.
Have you perchance heard of Artis Sinber?
Yeah, that was the guy's name. Friend of his.
Yes, I have.
So,
Last I checked, he was out wandering in the jungle with him and, oh, I should really get his name. Essentially, he'll say, yes, I do remember Artis. He was out with someone else, kind of just roaming around in the jungle, not really sure what he was doing.
He didn't have a purpose.
He wasn't much of a talker.
Do you know what part of the jungle?
I wish I could tell you, but, I mean, it was just probably just a couple miles out of, if I would take a guess, probably a couple miles out of Camp Vengeance.
I see.
Who is this other person you mentioned?
I'm not sure.
Well, back to
Seems
our
like-
business.
what about Wakanga? Whatever the last name is.
Otama.
Otama. He hired us to do this, destroy the undead.
Now, what proof do you have of that?
Oh, there's no proof. However, we know that the more undead are rising nowadays, and we find that happening on the mainland as well. And we are trying to. That's our quest. That's why we're here to destroy the thing that's causing all this.
Sir, I question your conviction. We say we want to destroy undead, and you are questioning us about this?
I don't have a question with destroying undead. In fact, I applaud you for it. What I'm questioning is your ability to stop it all.
You question our abilities?
He was sent by the gods.
He's right, you know. I was.
He's just,
Everyone says that these days.
I suppose, if you are at least attempting to wipe out the undead, I can bring it down to 3 gold a day.
3 gold.
We'll be straight with you, sir. That's too much. Basically, if we have to pay you, we're not hiring you. So,
Perhaps you should have prepared a little bit more for this expedition.
yeah, you think we really should have, actually. We thank you for your time. I think we won't be going forward with your service.
So be it.
As we walk away, I think you shot that one in the foot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Also, as you guys kind of walk away, you notice him kind of do some weird, you consider like hand motions, what you're considering a sign language, kind of to his little, how do you pronounce it again?
His veggie
Vegapigme.
Yeah, to his Vegapigme. His Vegapigme kind of signing in response.
Is it anything like recognizable or just?
Do a history check. Or yep.
None at all.
As far as you know, it's a language that they made up.
Okay.
Alright. So,
What kind of information does the innkeeper have about the area?
So, the innkeeper. Really? Okay. So, actually, how long are you gonna just bother the innkeeper?
For the whole time these guys were gone.
Oh boy.
Okay. So,
Right answer.
so one thing is, he kind of goes on about a little bit of the old gods of Cholt, and one of them, Ubatu, Ubtao,
it's cursed.
loved mazes. And if you happen to pause a maze of any kind, trace a path through it. You'll earn his favor by doing so.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So
sounds
essentially,
good.
loves solving mazes.
I'm sure we won't need to do that.
No, never.
There's not going to be mazes in this.
None.
Just random information, innkeeper's so unreliable.
And then in addition to this, you also hear kind of a man enjoying his beverage next to you, kind of bring you along, like
His fruity
his very nice fruity beverage.
fruit drink.
Kind of pulls you along, and he says, "You know, the city of Merzero, it wasn't destroyed by the spell plague. After all, those ruins are an illusion. In fact, I heard a pale-skinned man whisper it to a dinosaur's man with a big sword, or to a dinosaur man with a big sword. The dinosaur man smelled like honeysuckle."
Hey.
How much of this drink?
Can I insight check this guy?
Yep.
I don't need to.
What'd you roll?
That one?
You are excited. Because you haven't heard of a city being destroyed and then its ruins are an illusion? That's huge. The type of magic that you'd have to put into that is enormous.
That's true.
Hear that, dear cook? Okay, and where exactly are these ruins?
You don't know.
I don't know, or he doesn't know.
They all don't know.
General vague ideas. Is it like north? Is it like south?
You see, that's the secret. They wanted it destroyed because then they would lose it, so we don't know where it is.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting.
This plot.
I'm not saying aliens, but
Not saying sanitarians, but sanitarians.
cemetery.
Alright. And then those are kind of the rumors that you hear while spending your time at this very nice bar / inn.
Okay.
I thought we were at the rougher one, or we were staying at the rougher one.
I'm at
Technically,
the
you guys
rougher
can
one
stay
right
at either
now.
one. You guys just happen to meet up at the rougher
Okay.
one.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Are we
at.
done here? So we're going back?
All right.
the-
So you're gonna
to
meet
the-
up, converge,
at the-
decide which guide you guys would like to go with.
Yeah, sorry guys, I might have shot Kawasha in the foot. Maybe literally, I'm not sure.
It's not very nice.
Wait, so we're down to the dwarf?
The dwarf
Or
or
Azaka.
Azaka, who we still need to talk to.
Who we presume we would do their favor.
What did you find out about?
So, they're the old gods of Chult, and Deercook was very enthralled with the story, just as I was. One of those gods was Ooped Howl. Right? No, he was an ancient god, and he loved mazes. Solving them was his favorite, and it is rumored that we would surely earn his favor if we were to ever finish such a maze that we would find on Chult's.
You might find that useful for you, but I'm already favored by the gods.
Well, you see, but
Right here in the
extra
handbook.
favors are not a bad thing. And mazes, guys, mazes.
How
We
do-
get to solve mazes.
That's
How does one trace a path
amazing.
through a maze? Do we mark the stones or the ground? Do we use a string?
What is so glorious about solving a maze?
Or
I
take your book,
believe they
grand
mean
puzzle, right,
with
Maybe
draw a
treasure.
path.
I believe they mean with
None of these things interest me.
Chalk would be another good way to do it, but I was just going to draw out the maze as we went.
anything else.
Yes, there was a city. What was the city's name? I only got
It's
M.
Mezro.
Mesro.
Mezro.
Okay. Mesro was destroyed in the Spell Wars. But its ruins are merely illusions. And there's a dinosaur man smelled of honey.
He was wielding a longsword.
He was wielding a longsword, and he's apparently there.
What?
Dinosaur
And
man.
nobody knows where it's at.
We heard this from that man. I point to the dude who's probably
He's loopy on the fruit juice.
Yep.
fruit punch.
Yep. Fruit punch.
It's dangerous.
Yep.
Sir, you said a dinosaur man?
Ah,
Is that a thing?
Fine.
do an insight check really quick.
Insight?
Yeah.
Maybe nature.
Not terrible.
What is it? I can't see
10.
too clear.
Initially, you're thinking, yeah, that's crazy. But then you're also thinking, well, this is Chultz. A lot of things are kind of happening here. You're not really sure, like,
Yo.
you're on the correct side of judgment.
One of the guides we talked to was literally a plant.
No, his
His pet was a plant.
his pet was a plant.
Who was really the pet in that relationship, though? Do we know?
That's a good point.
Maybe the plant is possessing him.
I was
Maybe
not
he
the route
is
I was going.
possessing
but-
the plant.
Maybe the plant is undead, wants to be the only undead left in the world. I just found us a quest, guys.
What a twist.
Quest, that sounds like a whole campaign.
Actually, it does, doesn't it?
Let's just abandon this.
Final boss.
We're just gonna.
That's the final boss right
We're gonna fight veggie pygmies as our. That's our sworn destiny.
Oh my god. These poor pygmies. Just get on hash and slash the forest. Get them down.
Hack and slash.
The entire jungle, the entire
The
island.
yep, we're gonna civilize this place.
Yep, that's us.
We need a mage with a lot of fire.
I can do that.
So can I.
All right. Should we talk to Azaka?
I was still
You guys should.
wondering
Oh,
more about this dragon man.
Dinosaur man.
Dinosaur.
Spoilers.
So, actually, so you hear him start slurring some words together, and you see him kind of take a little fall off his stool,
Yeah, a little too much for juice.
and then he may have just kind of taken a slight nap.
Disregard every word that that man has said. Let's talk to Azaka.
But
Just mull it over in your brain for now.
Yeah.
Alright. So we go find Azaka.
Alright, so you see, you find Azaka. So, yes, hello.
Hi. My friend here talked to you earlier about a job.
Ah, yes. Come to accept.
Come to inquire more about your services. See, I've heard that you have led recent expeditions that weren't successful. Mainly, its occupants did not come back.
She says, ah, yes. Unfortunately, that was true. Recently, Camp Righteousness, which was actually held by the Order of the Gauntlet, was overran with a ghoul attack. And unfortunately, my essentially traveling companions did not make it out, as well as a lot of people from the Gauntlet as well.
I'm gonna insight check that. Make sure
Okay.
she's telling the whole truth. 20 total.
You definitely tell she's telling the truth.
Okay.
You can also yeah.
I see. And tell me about your quest.
Yes, the mask. It's really just a ancient family heirloom that I really want to get back. It was actually my grandmother's, and ever since the kind of rise of ghouls, I feel like I need to go back and retrieve it.
It's fair. I believe we can help her with her quest. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I feel as though the dwarf's quest is far more noble. It's not just for him, it's
Ouch.
for all of the dwarfs.
So we walked away from Azaka?
Wow.
We're all just kind of talking at this point in front of Misaka.
So neither of these guides asked for any payment.
If we help them with their quest, yes.
Why should we not take both of them on?
I turn
You're
to
winning.
I turn to Azaka.
Oh, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm assuming she's going on.
He raises a valid point. What do you think of this?
Strength in numbers. Broken party.
She kind of says, yes, that is possible, although slight out of experience, guys, because they steal experience from you guys. So if you take 2, you're gonna slow down leveling a lot.
Yeah, no.
So that's
2
why-
might be a little much.
Because technically, this is like the way that it's set up is experience based, but I'm gonna do setting based. But if you are doing 2 of them, then I might have to switch it to experience based just to make sure
Okay, fair enough.
it's all
Okay,
fair and
2
good.
may be a bit much.
But yeah, definitely a good point. Just
Mainly, we do still need to focus on our main mission. Helping her with hers along the way.
That's true.
And isn't too much of a detour.
Or the dwarfs.
Or the dwarves.
On the way to.
What is in our way of the mask? What is in the way of the mask? What is guarding it?
so.
Terrafil. Says something.
I don't know what that is.
Dinosaur people.
Flying dinosaur people.
Is it just gold?
She does mention, yes, it's a decent amount of ghouls going through it as well, just to even kind of get there. And then you also have to face. You're gonna have to face some petrofolk.
It's
Terrafolk. Josh. Terrafolk.
Paterafolk.
Terrafolk.
Tell me about these Terra folk. I've never heard of them before.
Oh. Well, let's see. She kind of mentioned. Well, then that means you're new to Cholt.
Absolutely.
You couldn't tell me about that.
Yeah. Maybe she isn't.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
So essentially, they have gained the name around here as the Terror Folk, as these Tetrafolk are huge. They have these huge 20-foot wingspans. They're these 10-foot tall these reptilian bipeds that all just seem to fly around Cholt, doing what they can just to make just trouble for us.
You know, for whatever reason, fighting Fire Newt seems a lot easier when she words it like that.
I don't know how fire needs to be.
I always love a challenge.
Where's the glory in that? Taking down a monstrous beast, there is nothing better.
How big's a fire newt?
I'm still sold on. I'm still sold on the
Where's fire newt and
Fire newt.
you know
And-
fire newt
Yep.
that
So,
weighs like
Fire Newt.
30 times more than I do.
Another thing, actually.
So
Do a intelligence check.
Hey, I don't want to do that. Hey, I don't.
17.
Okay.
7.
Let's see. So you're. Yeah, with the fire newts here,
Time out.
you kind of assume they're similar to the ones that you would find on mainland, although they might be just a little bit different just because they're a little bit more accustomed to the Cholt landscape, which is a lot more hot and humid.
I'm assuming that the ones on the homeland are normal sized newts.
They are not.
They're not, okay.
humanoids.
Well, they're human.
They're human. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So
I-
fire newts are humanoids.
Fire
Oh.
newts are medium-sized humanoids.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's cool.
So smaller, less glory. Yeah.
I like the idea of returning a relic to its people.
As do I. And I just enjoy the character of
Musharib.
Musharim.
Have we talked to him yet?
Yep.
Did we went over there? So, I want to raise one more point, but I don't want Zach to hear this.
Okay, so turning away.
Turning away. So, the other thing we have to consider is how imperative is this quest to them? Because if their quest and our quest somehow clash, what will their choice be in that? Maybe that doesn't come into consideration.
I don't see any
You don't yet.
foreboding. I can call upon the gods.
That's your answer for everything, isn't it?
Of course. One as destined as I am.
Then again, maybe I'm just blowing steam.
Okay, and that was the only one that thought he was maybe just a little weird. A little weird. Scale of 1 to 10, like half. Still? Okay.
No, I don't see it.
Should we put it to a vote then?
All right, all in favor. Does anybody believe that he is weird?
Believe that who's weird.
Nobody. Don't worry.
Oh.
It's okay, Patrick.
I could go either way on these two.
Honest.
I agree more with Musharib's quest, but I
Small mention. So, I will be giving you this small portion.
where he's on the map.
So you don't know where Firefinger is, but she shows you where it is on the map. And then you know where...
Because if her quest is a lot easier, a lot faster, I should say, not necessarily easier, then we might want to.
What if it's way out of the way, though, from where we
Yeah,
want to
but
go?
if it's like on the other side of the continent, like
We don't
that's
know
not
where we
happening.
need to go.
Yeah,
though.
we have no
So
idea.
exploring isn't really a bad
Okay.
thing.
Alright, we'll toss that one out. We'll use the big map. Fun. So, because this is what you guys see of Jolt.
Rip name tags.
So yeah, just basic.
Alrighty.
And we are
Up there.
So,
Port Nines are.
up here.
Jeez.
they mention that Firefinger is somewhere. Let's see, Merrill is over here. You guys are in port.
That's pretty
Okay.
close.
And the Ancient Forge
Pretty close.
is in the Kobold Mountains, somewhere in here.
Oh, wow.
But
We're
again,
filming
we
the
don't know
Ancient
where
Forge,
we
guys.
need to go.
We don't. We just,
Well, the Ancient Forge lets us explore a lot more if we go there.
That's true.
I will point this out to you.
Mesro.
Hey! Hey!
Wait, what does it say?
Actually, never mind. I'm fully on board with the lady now. As long as we stop there.
I believe we could hit there.
Mbala, I've seen this.
It's only 3 or 4 days out of the
I
way.
have an ancient map of Mbala. So if we were to go that way, I would be a great help. Great help.
That's not really on the way to either. Not really.
Plus,
I guess closer.
they mentioned something about Camp Vengeance, right, Lucian?
I believe it was Camp Righteousness,
That was, I thought,
but I don't remember which.
that one's
So-
where Azaka's travelers have perished.
It was one of the two.
It may
Hers
also
was
be
at
far
Camp
safer to
Vengeance, or
simply
Camp
take a
Righteousness.
boat to the Cobalt Mountains
hers was
instead
there.
of wandering through the jungle.
Where's the fun in that, dear cook? You know we're all about fun here.
Don't believe that we will find very much, find out very much about the land from the water.
Get a rowboat.
Also, there's a lack of a port.
Each of those hexes is a day's travel, by the way. You don't want to do that in a rowboat. But
Yeah.
I don't say anything about that, just so you know.
We can go straight south. Go to wherever area that she said it was somewhere around here, right?
A little bit
Around
here.
here.
Nope, up.
Around
Up.
here.
Right where your finger is. Yeah, around that area.
Definitely step on this, guys.
Take it around that fork and then hit that area right there. Unless we can cross the river anywhere, but I believe this will be her expertise that comes in handy. But I believe that we can finish her quest before moving on.
I wonder if we could do multiple expeditions too.
We
Have
will
different
I
guides.
split up.
eventually.
No.
No, like
Go
complete one.
and then come back and start
Take
a
the
new
We
other
will
one.
probably
If we already
need to
have a
come back
free-
to resupply.
We'll need to resupply at some point since this is the only town.
And
that-
if we already have a free guide, why would we need a second one?
But we should be coming back to town at some point to resupply anyhow.
Yes.
I would assume. So we make an expedition for one. We come back and we see if the other one is still
and the
available.
treasure, Nick. That's why we're doing all of the side quests.
I mean,
But speed is key. People are dying.
This is easily a month-long journey.
I'm going
Either
to sit
way.
here and argue that regardless of how quickly we find the whatever it is we're searching for, according to this map, let's say it's right in the middle of everything, we're not getting there for a month.
yeah.
Let's see.
Time is not on our side in terms of finishing this quickly.
That's why time is of the essence, and we shouldn't be wasting it.
We should probably decide here fairly soon which one we want to go with.
We'll
I
probably
suppose I'll
decide
also-
that tonight.
We're gonna be here we're gonna be here all night if we don't decide.
Yeah, I'm also going to mention it's probably about evening by the time you guys are already back at this inn and kind of discussing your options for guides.
I believe Asaka is the
Perhaps
our
we should
best
sleep
option.
on it and talk in the morning.
I feel like we do not have time.
I
feel
believe we
like
should take Azaka because it is a short journey. It will get us all familiar with the area, and then we take Glar's idea of doing multiple trips.
Kilowatt, yes.
Kilowatt Kai.
I was
on that thought, I believe we can do multiple things in one trip. We can hit up.
Mazur?
Yeah, we can hit up her mission and Mesro on the one trip.
I like that, and then we can bring him back. Yeah.
well.
And then we can.
I'm still sold on the dwarf.
Yes, and I'm not saying don't take up the dwarf on his offer. I'm just saying take up him up on the offer after Miss
I see no point to have more than one companion.
No. Multiple trips, multiple different free
What?
companions.
You say
A
we
reason
will-
to be detracted from our main mission, though.
I agree with Galar.
Everything we know about our mission is just we need to explore this area. We need to figure out more about
Exactly.
it. The
The
best
more-
Either
best
way.
way to do that is to follow others' experience around the world. If we have two
Either-
free guides, they will guide us swiftly through the areas that they wish to travel, thus helping us best see it and get a
Both
feel
of
for what
these
we're up
guides
against.
claim to be well versed in the entire island.
Whether or not-
area.
Whether or not
Peninsula, technically.
whether or not we take both or we stay with one, we still need to pick one. So we need to pick whoever we go with first. And then after we finish the quest, because obviously we will, we can decide then.
Shall we put it to vote?
So vote.
Azaka.
Hey!
It's gonna be
Put hands up.
The dwarf.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Dear Cookie.
All those abstaining.
2 to 3, Azaka it is.
All right.
Okay.
Dear Cookie. Did I pick the right one?
I don't think we should be here.
I picked the right one.
Alrighty.
Alright.
You want to toss me all the other guides?
Here.
Should we keep Azaka?
Yep, go ahead and keep Azaka. That is your current guide on your trip.
Sweet.
And then she's essentially going to say, alright, so it's best, either, depending on how quick you want to be out, it's either going to be early morning or you're leaving late afternoon.
Early morning.
In the morning.
But what about the dinosaur races?
Yep, that's the reason why.
What
When we-
goods do we need for the jungle?
I'd be picking up just a couple of things. Although, if you want, you can actually go ahead and. One great thing is a canoe is great for river travel.
And who would carry our canoe? I look at the fighter.
Look at the towering with the extra weight capacity.
I can just walk around with 400 pounds of gear, so
Yeah, really just like
I can just carry a canoe.
Yeah. How many people does a canoe carry?
depends on how big the canoe is.
Probably
6
not
feet.
enough.
How many people can you carry with inside of the canoe?
Which is not
2 to
enough.
3, depending on what the canoe's made out of.
We need two.
We need 2 canoes.
So I carry one all the time, and you guys switch off on the other one.
We all take. We just carry it. All of us.
Man, I'm just picturing just canoe over each shoulder, just go.
We're in combat. Dang it! Drop
Throws
it.
a canoe
Drop
out
it.
of the canoe.
I throw the canoe.
Knocks down the first row, guys.
guys
Throw
can't
the
hold
second
the
canoe,
canoe.
knocks
Roll
down
it
the second
first.
row.
Okay.
Jump over both of them and take out the third row.
Oh my god.
There you go.
So, Azaka, our 2 destinations on this trip is Mesro and the
Fire.
Firefinger?
Firefinger.
and Firefinger. What do you believe is our best path?
Personally, I would be most obliged if you went through Firefinger first.
Mesro on the way.
That's like 3 or 4 days out of
It's,
our way.
it's about the same if you're going by river.
I see.
Hmm.
Well then.
I believe we should follow the guide's suggestions.
Do you have a canoe?
I do not.
Okay, then. How much does a canoe cost, guys?
Yeah, it's a
So, how much does a canoe cost and how much does it weigh?
So, hang on.
I bet it's in pairs.
It's not.
Do you recommend any other supplies we bringing on this trip?
Do we need
Yeah, and then she
extra
also
rations?
mentions, well, if you guys aren't the best at foraging, because it gets pretty hot and humid out there, you're gonna need a rain catcher to get some water.
I am very good at finding food and water for us guys. At least 5 of us. Specifically 5.
Like, no more.
No more than
Not
5.
possible.
Yeah, not possible.
But are you familiar with this jungle environment?
What's your
can wing
favorite
it.
environment?
I can wing it.
How much do these rain catchers
I
go
believe we
for?
should listen to our guide.
Our guide, this guide.
Okay, so-
Depends how long you want to spend searching for one.
A rain catcher?
Yep.
I assume most of the shops are closing pretty soon
Yep.
because it's evening time.
Yep.
So as fast as we can.
Okay. You can find one for 2 gold.
Alright.
For canoes?
Nope, for rain
No.
catchers.
Rain catcher.
How many do we need?
Rip my gold.
So each rain catcher will be able to catch 2
I'll take
gallons
in a gold.
of drinking water per inch of rainfall.
we all need to
And
drink
it folds
a
up into a
gallon
tarp
at
for
least a day. If he's
transportation.
counting the hot terrain, we need to drink 2.
So we need each a rain catcher, basically. So we need
Because
seven
it's
rain-
essentially a huge tarp that catches rainwater,
We need
filters it
7
into,
rain catchers then?
and then it holds up to 8 gallons.
6.
Oh,
7 because we have the guide as well.
How often
I
does
think
it
she
rain?
can
it
buy
can,
her
it
own
can
by
hold
herself.
8 gallons water.
It holds 8 gallons.
Yeah.
Yes.
How often does it rain here?
Dude,
Osaka.
yes.
How often does it rain here? How many rain catchers
Oh, it-
do you believe we will need?
It depends on the day. I've seen it be bone dry for a week and then never stop raining for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You are very helpful, Osaka. I'm so happy we hired you.
It's how the island works.
Preparing for the worst, how many do you think we should need? 1 for each? So 7?
A water skin carries 1 gallon, correct?
Enough
Yeah,
for a
I
day,
think
yeah.
that would be good.
7?
Okay, so we
Because
got
they're
nine.
relatively cheap and they're not that heavy.
1 each,
We
so
need
we
6.
each buy our own,
Yep.
and they cost 1 gold apiece.
1 gold piece.
What do we do
Okay.
for her?
And
She can buy her
She
own.
can get
She
her own.
does.
She has her own.
Yeah.
Oh, she has
And canoes. How much do canoes cost?
So, 4 canoes.
4?
A rowboat
Four
is
canoes.
50.
Oh.
So they're 50.
Let's see.
How much are canoes?
They're what?
50 apiece. 50
Oh,
gold.
can't afford that.
We can't afford that.
If we put all our money together?
I
No.
have 14 gold. Everybody should have right around 10.
I have 24.
I have 8.
We can afford
Archaeologists.
9.
We can afford 1.
Which
that
won't
doesn't
do
help
us
us.
much good, because
Oh, one
everyone
of
else
us
will be
swim
swimming.
alongside. That's fine. I'll swim alongside.
Constitution checks.
Get 1, which we cannot all fit into because we're all.
Yeah, you need to
medium,
buy
none us are
2
small.
of them.
For this trip, we will have to go without, unless we talk to Syndra about supplying us.
Ooh,
Didn't
Which
one of us
might
say
be a good
something
idea.
about not learning much on the water? Doesn't it apply the same to the rivers?
That's fair.
we could walk.
But it is faster and we're surrounded, whereas if we were to take the sea, we would be out in the sea.
Correct. I was just thinking.
We can talk to Syndra in the morning about maybe procuring some more gold and then spending that on canoes, but I do want to get going quickly.
Yes, I agree.
How much are rooms?
So, currently where you guys are, it's a silver a night
Silver night per piece? Per person?
per person.
Got it. And then does that include food?
It does not.
Are we
How
supposed
much
to
is
bring?
food?
Are we supposed to bring rations on this trip?
We
You do not
do
need
to get
rations.
as well.
Yep.
Wait.
Well,
Unless-
okay.
Unless
You
you guys
don't
think
need
you can
rations?
forage your way.
It's my question. I'm Outlander.
We
So
should
you
maybe
should
have
be able to.
rations in case he comes
But-
back with nothing.
But we need some extra just in case.
I have 10 days naturally, and I'll probably pick up a couple more.
She recommends getting some rations.
Food in town, how much does it cost?
Standard rates. So,
What's the silver?
probably just
Another silver?
Yeah, silver for a decent meal.
And then how much is rations again? 1 gold per day? Right?
5 silver.
Five.
Five silver.
Yeah, 5
Five
silver.
silver.
I'm just,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna
'cause-
get 6 more days, so I'm down to 10 gold.
2 gold.
Yeah, which brings me up to 16 rations. And then, what did you call it? A water or something?
yeah,
Water catcher.
water
Or
catcher.
Rain catcher, water catcher.
Interchangeable.
I have
Okay.
Water catcher. And
So 2 rations per gold.
that's it for me.
I'll get 10 rations.
Although, as you guys are also kind of
How many
walking
does that
around
bring
at
you up
night.
to?
Not so much at night, but
I
at
have
the
to
kind
check
of
my
as
pack.
dusk approaches.
Because
You guys also notice another weapon seller. And you notice he's selling a decently interesting weapon.
What's that?
And as you see it, it looks like kind of someone's placed a short blade. So, short sword blade. About 18 inches
Maybe
long.
it's rational.
On the end of this 3-foot pole.
What's a glaive?
Not so much.
Not quite.
It's kind of a short
It's,
version.
it's like
Here, I can actually get a good picture of it.
I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
And they're called yikwalas.
Okay.
And you notice that they are pretty good at
Clear.
like hitting some things you might find in the jungle, as well as it may not be the easiest, but it looks like you can throw it as well.
I'd walk up to them. Ah, that's a fascinating weapon.
You have an eye for. Nope. goes, yes, you have an eye for good quality weapons.
You know, they always tell me that, for some reason. So how much for the weapon?
He says, 1 gold per.
1 gold per. Do I buy 6?
I'd like to, I don't know what the
There's
check
a
would
gist
be,
of 'em.
but,
Sweet.
So
okay.
it's kind of like a spear end with a not as long as a spear.
What would the
I'll
stats be on
stick
this
with
thing?
my rating.
So it's essentially 1d6 or 1d8 piercing,
Ooh.
and it has a throw property.
I buy 2.
Okay.
I buy nuns.
I would
Assume
buy
they're
one.
retrievable.
They are
They don't
retrievable,
break.
but the throw property is it's not well balanced, so its range is 10-30.
Oh, okay. So short range.
So like it's not made to be like sniping things, but if it's trying to get away,
What is it called again?
Ykwala.
That's why I
So-
How
said
do
a
you
long
spell
bow.
it?
YKLWA.
God,
What's
I
the
just-
difference between that and a
I just
javelin?
imagine a Goliath
It's a lot
snapping a
shorter.
longbow in half.
Is it dex strength?
It's a strength.
I'm also just trying to imagine a longbow for a Goliath.
Looks like a short bow.
It's a
It's the short bow version of
10-30.
This is not longbow. This is short bow.
The longbow would be like as long as this thing.
They need to be taken very soon.
Okay. Yeah.
I
I
will
mean, we can,
mention, if it rains in this jungle a bunch, we might need tents for when we rest.
Yes.
I myself have one, and it's a 2-person tent, so
So we should take.
Do you have a tent, dear cook, that we could share?
I'm,
I'm gonna go with he probably does.
Can't
I don't know, honestly.
Can I
I have
afford a
Dungeoners pack. Why do I have Dungeoners?
Hang on.
The rest of my
I'm gonna say yes because your father gave you a 2-person tent. Oh, I knew he was coming along.
Okay, so I have a tent
Why did I
Yeah.
that
Fun
you
traveler?
use.
Yes.
Why did I take Fun Traveler?
would you have any reason to have a tent?
I'm broke as
I would have a tent, I think.
I have a
right?
scholar's pack.
Outlander?
Outlander, come on.
Oh, Outlander, yeah. Sorry.
Wait a
I was
second.
thinking
How much
I have a tent.
would a
you can
tent
use, sir.
weigh?
excellent.
tent. Are you doing, so I'm assuming you're doing a
2-person tent.
5 pounds.
Okay.
That's whatever it says in the player's handbook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know
I'm
that.
tempted
That
to
makes
buy a
sense that
fishing
that's in
kit.
there.
Do it.
You just sleep under the stars.
No, it's just like when we actually get that boat. It's like,
I think that would be cool. Once we get the boat, though, we have to
Yeah.
come back for it.
yeah, I can't really afford it right now.
We should get a nice boat when we can.
We'll have to see
Well,
how much money we have.
Maybe we'll be back.
A steamship. We're exploring.
No, get the galley. 30,000 gold.
Galley.
Tops out at 4 miles an hour.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speed away.
Oh,
I mean, to be
Yep.
fair, because
So-
your travel time in the canoe is actually a lot faster.
So I bought
2 miles
10
an hour.
rations and 2 more water skins.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, the canoe is
Actually, how much
faster
is
than
a
walking.
I forget what's the
Yeah.
explorer's pack.
2 silver.
With 2 miles an hour. You're
It's
telling
more.
me
It
we
weighs 5
walk
pounds.
slower than 2 miles an
4.
hour?
Yeah, I'll just
That's
use the
all
one. Maybe 2.
As a scholar, I had
It's
none
just
of this stuff.
disappointing.
Welcome to the jungle.
We got fun and games.
Games, I guess.
Yeah, like this is unexplored, like totally jungle that you guys essentially have to work your way
Chop
through.
a lot of it.
Get a machete.
Alright.
Oh.
All right.
That is
yeah, so
actually
we'll
a
just-
good question. Should we get like a machete type?
She has one,
thing?
and she has extras too.
And I have these
Because
thingies, too.
I'm guessing a morning star would
Firebolt.
not be a good thing to use. Because morning stars are cool.
All right.
Also, if it's wielded by a Goliath, that's massive.
So I'm thinking, yep, we'll go for do a long rest. If any of you cast with any spells, possibly.
All right.
And then we'll probably just take a small break here.
Okay.
Give me one
And
second.
reconvene in the morning.